Welcome back to Nets Republic. We've discussed this in a couple of entries this summer already, but I'm very active on other channels, especially during the summertime. So it's always a very strange feeling coming back to Nets Republic because I feel like I haven't seen y'all in forever. Because like now it's like once a week, but during the season I see y'all like every other day. So it's always very strange coming back to Nets Republic, even though I film all my videos in the same place. So it's like scenery wise, it doesn't change, but I'm like aware that the audience has shifted, right? Now I'm talking to Brooklyn Nets fans. You know what I mean? It's always an interesting thing when I get back on camera during the summer. I do so much work other places, but that's not neither there. But welcome back to Nets Republic. Hopefully your summer is going decent. Hopefully it's going swell and all that shenanigans. Welcome back to another video. I won't bore you with the, subscribe and thumbs up and all that stuff because it's the off season. You know what I mean? This is your time to take a break, chillax, all that type of stuff. Well, last week we talked about Ben Simmons. Y'all have some very interesting comments, and let me tell you, I am reading them. I'm not. I am reading them. I'm not. I am reading them. I'm not. But you leave some very interesting comments, and I appreciate all the shenanigans and such. We will have a summertime edition of Mail Time with Sever sometime this summer, where we will reconvene and have more back and forth dialogue. But this week, you see the title of the video, we are talking about Bruce Brown. We could talk about DeAndre Jordan. We could talk about Jeff Green, but I'm going with specifically Bruce Brown. And we'll go ahead and get the soundbite out of the way right now. Bruce Brown leaves us, and the exact year he leaves us, he wins a championship. Now, in other examples, it has been very matter of opinion, if you will, to say this individual has left the team or we gave up on so-and-so and they ended up doing more than what would have been expected if they were to be with us, right? Your Karis LeVerts, your D'Angelo Russells, your Jared Allens and such, right? You could argue that these individuals have gone on to do bigger and better things. Your Jared Dudleys of the world, you know what I mean? Like individuals have gone off and done bigger and better things while the Nets have somewhat been left behind in the dust. I have to say, this is the most disgusting example. Hands down, it's not debatable. This is the most disgusting example because it happened immediately. With DeAndre Jordan, he didn't really do anything but sit on the bench, regardless if he was in Brooklyn, getting screamed at by James Harden, taking minutes from Jared Allen, or if we're talking about his adventures with the Nuggets and wherever else he went. He didn't really do anything. He was just a vet on the bench and bench rode his way over to a championship, right? So shout out to him. I'm sure Blake Griffin is somewhere punching air. You know what I mean? Like I'm sure Chris Paul is somewhere we gotta find Chris Paul. We need to do a wellness check on Chris Paul and make sure he is okay. Because the fact that DeAndre Jordan I know that man going through it, but that's not here nor there. So you have that instance, right? You got Jeff Green, which Jeff Green is a more recent example for those who might be newer Nets fans, which I can't believe I'm able to say that now, going into season number, like, is this 5 or 4? I don't know, but that's not even there. Newer Nets fans, you might not remember the impact of Jeff Green. We have a lot of conversations about when James Harden came back in the second round after Kyrie Irving went down and James Harden had a lot of heroics on one leg. He wasn't the only person who rushed back from injury. Jeff Green was hurt, I believe, all the first round against the Celtics, I'm pretty sure, and then miraculously made his way back for the second half of the series against the Milwaukee Bucks with the infamous Kevin Durant foot on the line traumatizing moment. He also came back, and he had some pretty big games. I believe it was game 5. It was the one where he had the biggest impact. Again, we focus on what Kevin Durant did a lot. We don't really tell the whole story. We don't really give the whole context. But Jeff Green stepped up huge. It was a big deal when he didn't come back. Like, it was a really, really big deal when he didn't come back. Jeff Green was definitely one of the bigger pieces that kept us in the hunt, that definitely prolonged that series to 7 games. Shout out Jeff Green. Now he's got a championship. I don't know if he had one previously. I know he's been on a lot of teams, but shout out to him. A journeyman that is actually going to benefit from said stuff. Shout out to him. But Bruce Brown, I believe this one hits a little bit differently because it's so recent and it's such a blatant example of the mismanagement of the Brooklyn Nets. Because it's not like he dipped and then got lucky 2 years later. This man, like, you could argue Bruce Brown was the difference maker. Now, obviously, you got the stars, right? Got your Kevin Porter Jr.'s, you got your Jamal Murray's, obviously you got your Jokic's and stuff like that. You know, and shout out Eric Gordon. Like, I don't feel like we're doing enough to hype him up. But my God, from all the losing he was doing in Orlando, you feel me? Fournier, Alfred Payton, Terrence, is it Ross or Ferguson? Terrence Ross, I think. That OG crew, Mario Hezonja, all that losing they did in Orlando, and it's him that gets the snubbed in the dunk contest, but first to the ring. You want to talk about punching air? Zach LaVine might be dangling from a ledge. And keep the slam dunk trophy. I got a ring. Like, shout out that man. But a major unsung hero that I would argue was the difference maker in the series is Bruce Brown. I don't know if any of y'all watched any of the series. I only watched like a couple games because I didn't really care. And it's WNBA season right now, so like I didn't really care less, right? As soon as the Hawks and the Nets were eliminated, I was like, I don't really care what's going on here. Be quite honest with you, especially when the W started, but that's not even there. But Bruce Brown, from what I remember, had a pretty big play towards the end of Game 5. I think it went 5 games. I'm pretty sure it was a gentleman's sweep, I think. Yeah. He had a big putback, not like a dunk or whatever, but like he kind of like swooped in, got the ball, put it back up type stuff. It was a really big moment towards the end of Game 5, I think it was. I don't know. I'm pretty sure it was Game 5. Bruce Brown was arguably the difference maker. And the fact that he was able to make it work with Jokic, but we couldn't make that work with Harden, because like, let's go back in the time machine. There was a period of time where Harden and Bruce Brown weren't meshing together. There was some serious issues. But the fact, and what makes it sting for me, is not the fact that he is on a laundry list of individuals. Because again, people throw out the throwback tweets of, oh, the Nets make the clean sweep. Oh, but it turns out it's DeAndre Jordan who's the first one to get to. Yeah, cool. But what gets me is the fact that it is as soon as he goes to another team, he wins a championship. Now, I could be wrong. Maybe there was another year in between there, but I'm trying to think back. I'm pretty sure the season that just ended was his first year there, and the season before that we had Bruce. I'm pretty sure. If I'm wrong, I'm sure y'all have checked me in the comments, and I ain't gonna look it up because it ain't that serious. But I'm pretty sure if we're following like chronologically here, it was literally Mans goes to a new team, Mans wins championship. That first year, he was the missing piece. Bruce Brown was the missing piece, and we just gave him. We just let him go. For basically nothing from what I remember. I believe we just let homie go. They wanted to keep Patty Mills over Bruce Brown. Ben Simmons' emotional support pet, Patty Mills, got a contract. And he was permitted to stay on the Nets in Brooklyn. But we had to let Bruce Brown go because we didn't want to pay up. Or whatever the reason why he left. I remember there was like some type of podcast or interview where Bruce Brown alluded to it was Kevin Durant who didn't want him back. Now, obviously, he didn't say any names, but he alluded to, and I'm not going to say allegedly because I believe it. Because I believe it. Apparently, Katie didn't want him back. And look what happened. I'm sure that man had all sorts of pleasure eliminating KD out the playoffs over there. I will say what I said about a month ago. It is up to Nets brass. It is up to the individuals in charge with the Brooklyn Nets to fix this. Because we have fumbled so many opportunities, so many windows, that it's laughable. I truly believe, and I mean this with my whole chest, our last chance was to build the team around Claxton and Cam Thomas. The Nets can post all the pictures of Mikal Bridges' dog as they want. That man can show up to every Liberty game to watch them get blown out by the Dream, as many as he wants, with Ellie the Elephant and all that. Which, by the way, Mr. Whammy don't mess with the WNBA? But that's not here or there. It does not excuse the fact that over the last couple of seasons, we have made mistake after mistake after mistake after mistake after mistake. And I truly believe that we are too far gone. The fact that we keep coming every week and we're having new conversations about what about this person? What about this person? If I hear anything about us getting Bradley Beal, I am live streaming myself jumping out of a window. I swear to God. Because I want to know how we come back from this. I think the answer is clear and it is right in front of you. Take this young core, just build it the OG way, take a couple bumps and bruises, but we can make this work. Mikal Bridges is really, really good. I do think he is the magnificent disappearing man at times, but I think with a full season where it is understood, you're the star, you got it, go out there, he can be baby Kawhi. I feel like we can make it work. I feel like it's possible. He can be baby Kawhi. Maybe. I fail to see the defensive side because I feel like every highlight package I see of a star, it's someone just taking Mikal to the rim, but he is allegedly a defensive dynamo. He is allegedly offensively unstoppable. And he had a couple 40 pieces, dare I say 50 pieces, maybe, I don't know, maybe. I believe in that man. We already know Claxton is who he is. I don't want to hear nothing. I want to hear Nathan about him for Aiden. Claxton is like that. That is it. The Jared Allen replacement we never got, that we were hoping was going to be Drummond, that we were hoping was going to be LaMarcus Aldridge, that we were hoping was going to be Blake Griffin with the Blankety. That is Claxton. That's done. I don't want to hear it. That's done. I think the pieces are there. You bring back Ben Simmons. I know a lot of y'all are done with him. I completely understand that, but there's just we talked about it last week. I feel like it is a simple yes or no on him. Either he's Ben Simmons or he's not. If he's not Ben Simmons anymore, get rid of him for pieces or picks or whatever. However it is we're gonna go about it. But if that man is still Ben, if Ben is in there somewhere. You got Ben Simmons in the starting lineup. Assuming he's still Ben. If that is someone else in a Ben Simmons cosplay outfit, then get rid of him. But it's a simple yes or no. But I think what they do in going into training camp is going to be the answer to a lot of different questions in terms of the trajectory of the organization. We haven't heard from Sean Marks in a minute. We ain't heard from Joe Tsai. Haven't heard from Jacques Vaughn. We don't know what they're planning. We don't know what they're plotting. We don't know what they're scheming. The Nets have not given us a reason to really doubt them like that because every summer they seem to bounce back with some crazy shenanigans. But I will say, whatever they roll out will tell us the trajectory from here on out. And at that point, they will have to prove to me that they are serious. And not serious in a literal definition. I'm talking Twitter definition. Are they a serious team? Are we for realsies, if you will? Are we, right? That's what I want to know. But this Bruce Brown thing does not look good for the Nets. I know I haven't really spoken on it much on camera, but it is impossible to ignore right now. It don't look too good for us right now. Because if a piece that vital could assist Jokic to sweeping the Lakers, don't look too good for us. I'm already hearing the rumblings that Watanabe's gone. I'm hearing the rumblings that we don't have much faith in Royce O'Neal. Those two, I that would really be a shame. But it remains to be seen. I will say this, for a mild silver lining. This summer when we're playing 2K, let me tell you something. Ben Simmons in the post is unstoppable against them little point guards. And Mikal Bridges don't miss from three. So if that makes you feel any better, there you go. But shout out to Bruce Brown. Congratulations on a championship. It don't look too good for the Nets. And for all the Musa fans out there who are, upset that, he's gone still, I guess have your laugh, maybe? Maybe you're related to this somehow still? I don't know. Let me know your thoughts down below. I will continue to entertain you throughout the entire offseason. And assuming nothing drama-filled happens, next week we'll be discussing Cam Johnson at great length. Until then, I'm Sever the Bond. You're here on Nets Republic. And if you're a Liberty fan, hopefully you can bounce back from last night after we gave y'all the business.